All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about something pretty amazing today. What happens when you take one of the oldest things humans have ever done, farming, and you combine it with one of the newest, most powerful technologies we have, artificial intelligence? And we're going to see how this is all playing out in a place where this change is happening incredibly fast, China.
I mean, just look at this. On one hand, you've got a farm field, something humans have been working for literally thousands of years. And then hovering right above it, you have a drone, a piece of pure 21st century tech. This picture says it all, really. We are in the middle of a massive shift from farming based on tradition and gut feeling to farming driven by data, code, and smart machines.
So why is this so incredibly important? Well, it all boils down to one single number: 9.7 billion people. That's how many people we expect to have on this planet by 2050. Now think about that. How in the world are we going to feed everyone, especially when we're not exactly making any more farmland? The answer, as you're about to see, isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter, a lot smarter.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll talk about this new agricultural revolution. Then we'll check out the global race to build AI farms. After that, we'll zoom right into China's high-tech harvest. We'll see some robots and AI in action, and finally, we'll look ahead at the future of AI-powered farming.
All right, first up, a new agricultural revolution. You know, the old ways of farming are really being stretched to their absolute limit. We've got climate change, we've got less and less usable land, and that's where AI comes in. It's becoming this absolutely critical tool to completely rethink food production and, well, squeeze out every bit of efficiency we possibly can.
Okay, on to our second part, the global AI farm race. Now, this whole shift is happening everywhere, all over the world. But here's the catch. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. Different parts of the world are focusing on very different things for very different reasons.
And this really lays out those differences perfectly. You look at North America, right? They've got these massive farms already. So for them, it's all about going even bigger with automation and making those long supply chains run like clockwork. Then you hop over to Europe, and the big conversation there is sustainability. They're using AI to be greener, to protect the environment. But in China, it's a completely different game. The number one absolute top priority is food security. It's about using this tech to get every last ounce of food out of the land they have.
And that brings us perfectly to our third section, China's high-tech harvest. We're going to really drill down on China now, because for them, food security isn't just a goal, it's a matter of national security. And that means making AI and agriculture an absolute top-level national priority.
Now, what's so fascinating when you look at this timeline is that this isn't some new idea they just came up with. No way. This is a deliberate, step-by-step plan that's been building for years. It started back in 2016 with this big idea to get AI into farming. Then, by 2017, they were already testing out specific tech. A couple of years later, in 2019, the focus shifted to actually building smart robots. And now, in 2024, the goal is huge: integrate AI into the entire process, from seed to supermarket. It's been a clear strategic march for almost a decade.
And it's not just the government pushing this either. China's tech superstars are all jumping in. You've got Alibaba, the e-commerce giant, building something called the agricultural brain to help farms make better decisions. Huawei's in on it, making all the smart sensors and gear, the whole Internet of Things. Of course, DJI, the drone king, is putting its drones to work over the fields. Even Pinduoduo is using its AI to make the supply chain smoother. It's this powerful mix of government strategy and corporate muscle that's really making things happen so fast.
Okay, Section 4, Robots and AI in Action. So we've talked about the strategy and the big players. Now let's get down to the ground level and see what this stuff actually looks like in a real field.
And this quote really nails it. For centuries, farming has been based on experience, tradition, and a whole lot of guesswork. But what if you could take the guesswork out? That's what AI does. It lets a farmer make these tiny, constant tweaks, a little more water here, a little less fertilizer there, all based on what's happening right now, not just what worked last year. It's all about precision over tradition.
And this whole approach has a name. It's called precision farming. The idea is actually really simple, but it's a game changer. See, instead of treating a huge field as one big, single thing, you use technology to manage it almost down to the individual plant. It means you can give one small patch of soil exactly the water it needs while spraying for pests only in the corner where they're actually showing up. It's like switching from using a fire hose to a scalpel. It's that precise.
So let's look at a real-world example of this.
China's Chunji-1 system. It's pretty wild. Step 1, satellites are literally watching the crops from space. Step 2, an AI crunches all that satellite data to predict where pests are going to pop up. Step 3, it sends an early warning directly to the farmers. And step 4, the farmers can go deal with the problem before it gets out of hand. That means less crop damage and way less pesticide. It's not reactive farming, it's proactive farming.
And what's really cool is that this kind of tech is becoming super accessible. Look at this app, Plantix. A farmer anywhere in the world, like this one in India, can just pull out their phone, snap a photo of a sick-looking leaf, and the app's AI will tell them what's wrong and what to do about it. Just think about that. It's like having a world-class crop scientist in your pocket 24/7. And it's not just a novelty. It's helping farmers cut their losses by a whopping 20%.
And it's not just about plants. This tech is also being used with animals. Take JD Agriculture in China. They've put AI-powered cameras in their pig farms. But these cameras aren't just for security. They're actually watching each individual pig. They track how much they're eating, how they're behaving, and they can spot the very first signs of sickness, often way before a person could. This is absolutely massive for stopping diseases from spreading and just, taking better care of the animals.
Okay, let's get to our final section, farming's AI-powered future. We've seen some amazing stuff, but now it's time to zoom back out and talk about the big picture. The huge opportunities, but also the very real challenges that everyone is facing.
Look, this high-tech future isn't a done deal. There are some serious bumps in the road. For one, this stuff is expensive. That creates a real risk of a digital divide between huge corporations and small family farms. Then there's the data problem. You need your drone, your tractor, and your soil sensors to all speak the same language. And right now, that's a mess. Plus, you have to convince farmers to actually use it. The fanciest AI in the world is useless if the person in the field doesn't trust it or know how to work it. And finally, you have a huge skills gap. We just don't have enough people who understand both agriculture and artificial intelligence.
And that really brings us to the big, final question. We know AI can give us smarter farms. That's a given. They can make them more efficient, more productive, absolutely. But here's the real test. Can it help us build a food system that is truly sustainable and secure enough for all 9.7 billion of us? The tech is here, but that is the challenge that we all now have to face.